Today, I want to begin talking about the correct hand position in regards to piano technique. Through a variety of exercises that we will practice over time, I will help you to develop your very own, your personal, we could say, piano technique that may allow you to play the piano, to actually play the piano, which means to play some songs from the most simple ones to the more difficult ones, to the complex ones, we could say. The important thing at this stage is that you can develop the correct technique and position of the hands from the very beginning of your studies. This is important for a very simple reason, because it often happens that people who are moving their first steps into playing the piano, perhaps because their will is undermined by the boredom, the sheer boredom of having to repeat these exercises all the time. And they actually sometimes underestimate the importance of the correct position, and they develop and grow into a piano technique, or rather a hand and limbs technique, which is not correct, which is actually detrimental to their studies of the piano. This this becomes a problem, because once you find yourself having an incorrect technique, it's actually extremely difficult to repair this kind of damage, to make it better in the long run. It's quite difficult to find the right path again, we could say, using some nice talking. The advice I feel like I want to dish out today, I would like to give you today, is that you should use these tutorials and videos and these lessons I'm making, that I will be making over time, to develop the correct position for your hands right away, because it's quite important. It's more than quite important. It's very important to set out on this journey with the correct foot, on the correct side of the road, we could say, so that you don't find yourself in a difficult spot later on, when it's actually more and more difficult to get rid of these fallacies in your studies. The first thing we should say at this point, if we begin talking about position and piano technique, is that it often happens, it's very common that it happens that people, when they start playing the piano, before starting to study more seriously, they believe that in order to press the keys of the piano, to actually lower, we could say, the keys of the piano, to make it play a sound or to play a note, you must actually push on the key, exerting a muscular force on the keyboard. This is a completely wrong belief. Playing the piano, or playing a song on the piano, does not in any way mean pressing with a muscular exertion of force the keys of the piano. This is a concept I would like you to get familiar with immediately, because it will always help knowing it later on as you go further and further in the study of music and piano. The keys of a piano, or actually or keyboard, are actually not lowered with an act of pushing them down, which many non-musical players believe if they don't have a correct technique teacher. The keys are actually lowered by the weight of the arm, which means that once you go to play a certain note on the piano,